guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are sitting down and I'm talking to you guys about my top 5 favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes. This was hard. I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of hard for me to choose them, but today's video is extra exciting because it is in collaboration with one of my very good friends on here and Instagram, Ashley Rebecca. I will have Ashley's Instagram account, video, YouTube channel, all of the above linked down below for you guys to check out. But Ashley, listen, let me just talk about Ashley for a minute. She's awesome. She is so down to earth. When I watch her videos, it literally, I feel like I'm just sitting face to face with one of my friends and we're just chilling, hanging out, talking about makeup. She has such a calming vibe to her that I just really genuinely enjoy. I really wish we were friends in real life, but she lives in Florida and I live in Ohio. So unfortunately, that can't happen right now, especially with COVID-19. But she is a full-time student as well, and she is in school to be an engineer. So she's got the brains, she's beautiful, she loves makeup, she's like the full package, right? So I definitely highly recommend you guys checking her out down below. So when she approached me with this collab idea, I was like, yes, definitely. I think that is such a good idea. And also she's amazing. So I would love to promote her on my channel. So definitely make sure you give Ashley a check out below. Like I said, I'll have everything linked down below for you guys. If you're coming over from Ashley's channel, hello, my name is Emily. Nice to meet you. I hope you like what you see and you decide to stick around longer than just this video. Before I get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday for you guys. If you like this video while you were watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. And other than that, if you are excited and you want to hear all about my top 5 favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes, then let's go ahead and get started. Like I said in the intro, this was hard. I'm not gonna lie. We like loosely based this video idea off of a video idea that Samantha March had put up a couple months back. I think that she talked about her top 10 favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes. And so we decided to just narrow it down to 5 since both of us have a lot smaller of a collection than Samantha March does. I got it down to 5. I thought about cheating and then I was like, no, Emily, don't cheat. Just pick 5. So I got it down to 5. And in the effort to talk about other eyeshadow palettes than the ones that I just rave about all of the time, I tried to pick brand new, kind of newer palettes to me. So that's kind of cheaty because they're new to me. But again, I just wanted to talk about something different because I feel like I talk about the same palettes over and over and over. So let's just get the one out of the way that I do talk about all of the dang time. And it's going to be no surprise to anyone who has followed me or subscribed to me for a while now. The Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. The love that I have for this palette is just unreal. It is just one of my favorites ever. I love it so much. I did a 1 week 1 palette on this. I will have linked down below for you guys to check out if you haven't watched it yet. But I make 5 completely different eyeshadow looks with this palette so you can get some inspiration if you have this palette or if you have your eye on it and you're like not sure if you want to pick it up or not. But these shades are just, there's just something so special about these shades, this palette, all of the above. I just think it's stunning. Every time I use it, I love my eyeshadow look. These pops of colors are just beautiful. They look good on my fair skin. They blend out nicely. The shimmers are poppy and punchy and everything that I want in a shimmer formula. The mattes blend nicely. I just want to show a couple swatches of this palette to you guys, like of my favorite shades. We have Supreme, Trust Issues, Sponsored, Lituation. They are just so good. So here is those for the, oh, well that swatch. That swatch is terrible, but that's okay. So we have Supreme, Trust Issues, Sponsored, Lituation. They are just, like, look at how reflective and stunning and gorgeous they are. Let me give you more swatches because this palette is just, I need to show you more. So here we have Shookington, Big Wig, Dwalas, and then Wigglies. There's just really something special about this palette. I'm not gonna lie. I just cannot stop reaching for it and cannot stop using it. But yeah, if you are not new here, then you know my love for this. And if you are new here, I love this palette so stinking much. So that's probably the only one I feel like that I have talked about a lot on my channel in the past. But moving on to my second favorite, I have to give it to my Natasha Denona Glam palette. This palette, you guys, this palette's just so good. It is just such a good palette. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm gonna say other things besides that, but I really don't know what else to say. These shades are just perfect for like everyday shades. You can do nice neutral looks. You can smoke it up and make it like deep and vampy and smoky and sexy and sultry. Make it a little more warm tone with this quad here. You can make it really cool toned. The shimmers are stunning. I also want to show you some swatches from the Glam palette because, man, I can't get over how stunning these are. So here we have just a couple of the shimmers. Like, look how reflective they are. I would tell you the names, but they're all like center eyelid, outer eyelid, inner corner, lash line. They're all just like, if I said like this one's center eyelid, you'd be like, cool, which one? There's like 3. So I also want to show you a couple more though, just because. Let me show you some of the mattes. So here we have 3 of the mattes. I know that this one looks kind of like chunky, like what? This doesn't look like a very good swatch, but blame that on me, not the eyeshadow palettes. But this is just like, the mattes are just so like buttery soft and smooth and just go on your eyes so beautifully, blend in together nicely. They don't get patchy or weird or anything like that. I just like, I've had this palette for a couple months now and I have gotten so much use out of this palette. Like I said, every time I use it, I just love my look. It always just looks good and comes together, and these shades just coincide so nicely together. I just cannot get over how much I love this palette. It's just amazing. All right, the last 3 I want to talk about are definitely newer to me. They are new palettes. I think the one I've had the longest is like maybe a month or 2, and the other 2 are really, really new to me, but I just have really fallen for them, even though they are so new to my collection. And like I said in the intro, I just want to talk about something new for once on my channel and not the same eyeshadow palettes I always discuss. So the next one is Natasha Denona Still. This is the Love palette. I recently picked this up from Beautylish for 30% off. I was so stinking excited. And actually, Ashley was the one who told me about it. She knew that I wanted this palette a lot. I had talked to her about it many times over DM on Instagram, and she had DM'd me a couple weeks ago and was like, hey, I just want to let you know the Love palette is 30% off on Beautylish, because I was planning on picking it up during the Sephora sale, which would have only given me 20% off. So shout out to Ashley for being an amazing friend and letting me know, because I immediately logged on to Beautylish and ordered it like right away. Like within her messaging me and me ordering it, it was probably like 2 minutes. So thank you, Ashley, for letting me know. I wanted this palette for a long time. I wanted it and then didn't want it, and then wanted it and then didn't want it. And I finally decided to pick it up. Me and pink eyeshadow, we have this special bond. I love pink eyeshadow so much. And this is like a pink eyeshadow lover's dream, right? It's stunning. It's beautiful. I've used it, I want to say 3 times, which I know it's not that many times at all. But the 3 times I used it, I was so impressed that I was like, yeah, I feel confident putting this in my top 5, not top 3, my top 5 favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes, because it's just that good. You know what I'm going to do? Let me show you some swatches. So I want to show you the prettiest ones in my opinion. All right, so here are some swatches for you. This one is Pure Love, and then we have Dream, Valentine, and then Lifetime. They are just so... something special about this eyeshadow formula. Look how reflective that gold is. It looks like liquid gold on my knuckle there. I just think it is absolutely stunning. I'm not gonna lie, I have not had a chance to use absolutely every single shade in this palette, all 15, but I feel like I've only not used like 3 of them. So again, I feel good. No, maybe 4. I don't think I've used Commitment, which is like this really dark blacky kind of shade. I don't really know how to explain it, but I still feel confident, like I said, putting it in my favorites, because it's just, man, like look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I love it so much. So yeah, had to put this in my top 5 for sure. Alrighty, my second to last palette I want to talk about is the M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette, and then I went ahead and picked up the shade Magic Hour. This palette, okay. I wanted it for a very long time. I wanted to try M Cosmetics for a very long time, and they were having a 15% off sale a couple weeks back, like probably a month or 2 ago or so, and I decided to finally pick this up. I have just heard so many people raving about this palette, and every single solitary good thing that anyone has ever said about this palette is 1,000,000% true. It is stunning. You wouldn't think these like 6 shades would maybe necessarily be anything special, but it is. And I have gotten a chance to use this palette probably 5-6 times, and like I've said about all these palettes, because they're all my favorites, every time I use this palette, I just feel pretty in it. I feel so pretty. My eyeshadow turns out so nice. It's a very simple palette. You can't do a ton of different looks with this. It's not like you're gonna make a ton of versatile looks with these 6 shades, but the couple of staple looks that you can do with this palette are just so stunning that it kind of makes up for it being a little 6-pan eyeshadow palette, if that makes sense. Let me swatch the shimmers for you first. So here are the shimmers right here. They all kind of look the same, but on the eyes they look different, but they are just so reflective. Like, look how just stunning. They just catch the light in such a beautiful way. And these on your eyelids are just beautiful. You can use them without glitter primer. I personally like to use glitter glue with my shimmers, and it just like helps make them pop like that much more. But let me swatch the mattes, because the mattes are what make this palette for me. Okay, so here are all 3 of the mattes, and I'm not gonna lie, just looking at them swatch right now, you're probably thinking, Emily, what's so special about those, right? Just trust me. These on your eyes, when I tell you that these are the softest, smoothest, butteriest matte eyeshadows I have ever used in my entire life, I wholeheartedly mean that. These just are so smooth and, like I said, buttery. Like, I cannot describe to you the texture of them. They are like a matte dry shadow, obviously. They almost have not a sheen, not a radiance to them, because they are matte, almost like a dry down, like cream to powder kind of formula. I don't even know how to explain it. Other matte formulas for me tend to be pretty dry and chalky, but not chalky in a bad way. I don't know how to explain it. These are just the smoothest, softest matte eyeshadows that I have ever used in my entire life, and this palette, man, it's so good. Chef's kiss. Alrighty, we are finally here for my 5th and final eyeshadow palette, and this one I feel especially cheaty putting in here because I have literally worn it one time today, for the first time today. But I just know that it's a good one and that it's going to become like one of my favorites ever, and I'm going to reach for it a ton. You can probably guess, maybe you can't, but yeah, that is the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palette. I almost put the Enduring Love palette in here. The Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels palette. This is in collaboration with Mel Thompson. If you do not know who Mel Thompson is, she's a fellow YouTuber. I will have her channel also linked down below for you to check out. But she made this absolutely stunning palette with Sydney Grace. Look at this. Look at this color story. I cannot get over this color story. Like I said, I have the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palette, and I was this close to putting that palette in this instead, but I have literally talked about that palette so many times on my channel. You guys are like, we get it, Emily, you love the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palette, and you're right, I do. I love it so much. I also did a 1 week 1 palette with that palette. I can link that video down below. And like I said, I've only used this for the first time today on my eyes, but I know that the Sydney Grace eyeshadow formula is just like top notch, above any really honestly other eyeshadows I have ever tried. It is the best eyeshadow formula I have ever tried, and I know I love this color story and I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, so I was like, it's okay, you can put it in there, you can put it in there as your top 5, it's all right. So like I said, this is the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes today. All I did was use Mantis into my crease and then put this Fire Butts shade on my lid, and then I used this Web shade as my inner corner highlight, and then mix together these two, which is Death Moth and Spider, as this like liner, eyeshadow liner that you see. I used 5 of the 15, so I used a third of it. I feel pretty confident putting it in here. Let me do a couple swatches for you, because you guys, the Sydney Grace, their mattes are amazing. Their mattes are amazing, but their shimmers, let me swatch a couple mattes for you first. Okay, please don't mind these swatches because they're just terrible. But these are like the 4 matte shades that really made me want to buy this palette. This one right here is Mantis, then we have Love Bug, then we have Jewel Bee, and then also Bugaboo. So they are just beautiful matte shades that are unique to my collection. Like this Bugaboo shade is like a really pretty burgundy, deep shade that just looks stunning, and then the Mantis and the Jewel Bee shade are just really unique to my collection. I have other green and purple eyeshadows, but nothing like these shades. But let me tell you, when I tell you that Sydney Grace's shimmer formula is like the best ever, just let me swatch some for you. I want to do like live swatches showing you one swipe. So here we have is Fire Butts. One swipe. Oh my gosh. The next one is Scarab, I don't know. But again, one swipe. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one got like a little bit chunky. Let me just swipe it a little bit. Oh, that got really chunky. I just kind of like dug my finger in it a little too much. Look at that duochrome. That is really, really beautiful. We also have Marvel. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then lastly, I want to swatch BB for you. This just looks like such a unique gold shade. Oh my gosh, that is like the sun. That is like the sun on your eyeball. I cannot get over when I tell you they have the best eyeshadow formula I've ever tried in my life. I honestly mean that. I will say I haven't gotten a chance to try a ton of indie brands. I know Sydney Grace is an indie brand, but I know that there are a ton of other amazing indie brands as well that I do need to try. But for myself personally and my collection so far, Sydney Grace is the absolute best formula I have tried, and I am so excited to keep playing with this. And that was it, you guys. That was my top 5 favorite high-end eyeshadow palettes, the palettes that I just love with my whole entire heart. Every time I use them, I love my look, I love the shades, I love the formulas, all of the above. Thank you so much to Ashley for reaching out to me with this collaboration idea. I loved it. I had so much fun. Like I've said in the intro, I will have all of Ashley's information linked down below for you to check her out. I really, really highly recommend you checking her out. She is the bomb, and I think if you like my content, you would definitely 1,000,000% like hers as well. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.